Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I know this was Saturday night, supposed to be a live chat, but I did an interview today, of course, in Justice Con. We had a round table. It's late. Didn't have time, sorry. But I did kind of summarize to me, the most revealing parts of Justice Con, also two other updates for other DC films today. So let's get right into it. The first topic of the day is going to be something that's really going to shock you. It shocked me, but apparently Blackhawk is still alive. What? It is. This is coming from the screenplay, David Cope or David Keep. Not a terrible view for work today. Screenwriting. And when you look closely at what he's writing, Blackhawks. Oh, okay, I forgot the plural there. But Blackhawks, screenplay by David Keep, based on a DC comic by Will Eisner and Bob Powell. And there's some wording here. And it looks like he's even written in December. So it's not dead. It's not dead at all. Blackhawks is still alive, guys. It's still alive. I was wrong. It's still alive. And even more so, someone asked if Steven Spielberg was still attached. And he said, yep, Steven Spielberg is still attached. Yes, it's taken years for this, but just like Black Adam, I guess one day it will finally show up. So for people who are interested in, I guess I don't have to make an editorial now. Yay! Steven Spielberg is still making Blackhawks. The writer is still typing out the screenplay for it or revising it or whatever. It's still happening. Blackhawks is still happening. What an amazing reveal, aside from Justice Con today. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Aquaman 2. There's a small little update of Aquaman 2, and this is a really short one, but for anybody who's interested in this, looks like Amber Heard is looking through the pages. Well, before Aquaman took the last pages out of this book, getting Kindle ready, getting Kindle for Aquaman 2. And then I know this was also on the Instagram page, and I saw Jason Momoa also react to that, and he was really happy for her. So it looks like she's getting ready. She's got the red, looks like she's got some red there done already. Look like they're getting ready to shoot Aquaman 2, and Amber Heard is going to be in it. So that's a little update for Aquaman 2. Let's see. Now let's get into the biggest parts of the day. The biggest is Justice Con. Justice Con was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Great job to Nana, Cole, and Meg for putting it all together. Friday was awesome. Saturday even more awesome, and then Sunday is gonna round it out to be an amazing Justice Con. It was such a well put together, and I was so humbled and happy to able to interview Ray Fisher. And a lot of people are like, "Are you nervous?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then I'm trying to think of, why wasn't I nervous? And I think I realized that it's because it was so well put together. Nana, Cole, and Meg were behind the scenes. I have Enosh to back me up. I felt like everything was under control. Like there's nothing could go wrong. Like they had backups over backups, and I'm like, I felt pretty damn calm. I was really calm because I'm not thinking about fumbling here and there. I knew the process of how to go about it, and I knew they were ready to come in and rescue me at any time. So I think that was what really made it much more common. Also, that this is after Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, so that in a way it's like a celebration, and we all got together and enjoyed all these actors coming in and cast members coming in and crew to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. So it was a lot of great panels on there. I didn't get to do the beginning ones because, by the time I woke up, it was in time to do my Ray Fisher one, but I'll definitely want to go back in and check out more. But there were a lot of topics, a lot of headlines that came from the Justice Con panels that I'll kind of quickly go over through you, things that really stood out to me in terms of that. So It won't be in order, by the way. I'm just saying it won't be in order, but definitely it was an awesome day, and congratulations to all the other hosts as well. It was really cool. Okay, let's get to the first one. I mean, the first one, Justice Con, raised today and from Friday, I think. Yeah, total raised so far $11,000 to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. Awesome, good job. Thank you very much to everybody who clicked the donate button. It was such an incredible achievement for Justice Con, and I'm thinking tomorrow it's just going to get even higher than that. So that's awesome to see. Comic Book Now took out excerpts from Joe Manganiello's panel with Dave the Film Junkie. I saw quite a bit of this, and it's great to see their repertoire about, they're talking about Metallica and stuff like that. It was really cool to see them interact with each other. Yeah, that's a match made right there. But there are a couple things in here that that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to read to you here if you haven't got a chance to check out the panel, but please do. Please check out the panel, absolutely. But he teases Deathstroke plot details for canceled movie. He also actually in terms of that Deathstroke Slade video that Ben Affleck posted, he also revealed that Ben Affleck he took that video right before he got on a plane. He tweeted that out without saying anything. He tweeted that out, got on the plane, and so he couldn't be shouted at or yelled at for hours. So that's pretty cool. That's really awesome for Ben Affleck. Definitely putting it out there. Probably because the studio didn't want him to, but he said, F that. I'm putting it out there anyway. But he also, Joe revealed some Deathstroke plot details here. He said this, I want to make it clear that it wasn't a script yet. It was a treatment. It was an outline for how the story could go, who were the characters involved. It involved Adeline, Kane, the kids who were going to be young, Wintergreen, Talia al Ghul, and in my script there was an origin story for the sword, and there were League of Shadows ties and things like that. He also added it was more of a Tom Clancy ripped from the headlines sort of story, or even like a Bourne Identity, where it was going to be really grounded and political with military drama as far as what it would take to go from devoting his life to his country for this life he believed into, having the rug pulled out from underneath him and being stabbed in the back and not knowing who to trust, right? So the studio, and he talked a little bit about the studio, didn't quite want that. This was from before, but he also talked a little bit about Ben Affleck's Batman, and he would have gone head to head and pretty much mauled Batman and Batgirl in that movie. So I would have totally want to see that as well. But other than that, it sounds like an exciting movie, and the origin was definitely going to be a series. Deathstroke would be a HBO Max series if possibly could happen, and it would have been an origin story. And I think that is something, like I'm telling you, it's not that hard to. I don't think that's hard to make. I don't think there's that really hard to make. They could really go through with it because it's going to be smaller. There's him in a suit, but it's mostly all physical, type work there, and the budget shouldn't be that high. I don't know. I think it should be a no-brainer at this point, so I don't know what's up with that. But just hearing him talk about being Deathstroke and how he's so into it, and he's getting, being Deathstroke from all points of view here, and making it grounded and understanding the character, it just seems like a no-brainer. So hopefully somebody over there at Warner Brothers wakes the fuck up and makes that Deathstroke series now, and even the Batman versus Deathstroke movie as well. That's what I want to say about that. And of course, came to my panel, Ray Fisher, talked a little bit about Cyborg, that Cyborg return is still possible for Flash if Warner Brothers makes amends, and that's the headline that Comic Book Now wants to put out. But I'll read to you what he actually was revealed when he talked to me about that. So it says right here, when I asked him when he was referring to resolve, he hopes that issues could be resolved over on the Empire Magazine article. He said, I don't really expect anything, right? Particularly dealing with large corporations. They will oftentimes find a way to defy whatever expectation you may have. But I think where we could start is an acknowledgement and an apology of what is clearly publicly known to be an untruth. Then we can see where it goes from there. We can have that conversation. But I think that's where the accountability begins. It's us being able to come to the table and say, these are the things that happened. Let's go ahead and try. There seems to be a sort of narrative. I don't know why it is, but there's this thing that if you apologize, it denotes weakness. I have to apologize for things all the time, right? Ultimately, it shows, hey, I understand what the situation is. I'm willing to talk about that. If it's something folks are willing to make the first step on, like I said, I don't have too many expectations when it comes to that, because as we've seen, folks have digging their heels in pretty hard. So I'm just going to keep pushing. Keep pushing for accountability, and whenever folks decide they want to pop their heads up for what I'm doing, I'll be there. So basically, right now, like he's always said, accountability over entertainment. He's less interested in entertainment right now, more accountability. And that is the start of anything happening after that. They have to apologize. They have to make amends. And I believe they have to as well. They really do, including to all the other 80 participants. They have not said anything. Like John Berg actually coming out and apologizing to him. I don't know if he apologized to everybody else, but apologizing to him is a good start in the right direction. That's how they want to say it. It's a step in the right direction, guys. So you guys got to do it. And then afterwards, if they still want him to be the cyborg, then he is definitely will be up to being that in the Flash movie. So that's what I took from that. So great answer from Ray Fisher right there. A little bit more. Zack Snyder revealed on the Zack Snyder with the Nerd Queens panel that he is going to have IMAX screenings, charity screenings for Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Justice is Gray edition, into a couple, I think it was 3 IMAX theaters. And so you can click on this link, and I'll put that in the description below, where you can donate, win a pair of IMAX tickets to a charity screening of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray, and it's exclusive on Prizzo, so please go out and click on that link and fill out whatever information you can, and see if you can watch that awesome movie on the IMAX screen. So that's really awesome. That's one of the things he wanted to put out as well. Another thing is that Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio actually came on to reveal all the alternate Batman v Superman titles, including Justice League is Rising. Now that's one of the questions, if I ever had Chris Terrio on or whatever. That's never gonna happen. But I would have asked him that after that Vanity Fair article, and he said that he never wanted it to be called Batman v Superman. I always wondered, well, what would that be? And I'm so happy that Meg asked that question, because that was one of the questions that I've always wanted to ask him, aside from what happened on Rise of Skywalker. But but this is Justice Con, this is about Justice League, so that's not it. But Batman v Superman, apparently he would have liked it to be either it could have been just Batman and Superman, but he talked a little bit about where he remembered there was a back and forth and that he had with the studio. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice was the only title that Warner Brothers liked. The whole V, so this is Zack Snyder saying this, the whole V instead of versus, it was just this crazy negotiation. I was like, guys, can't we just do something like Son of Sun and Night of Night or something like that that's a little bit more poetic? And they were like, absolutely not. I was like, is it a court case? So, but I would have loved something really simple like Batman and Superman, Chris Terrio said, or something in the vein of Man of Steel that feels more like it's a progression from Man of Steel. For a while, we talked about actually titling it Justice League, colon, and a subtitle to suggest that this movie is going to be the beginning of the Justice League, even though it didn't really look like it, like Justice League Foundations or Justice League Rising. I'm just extemporaneously, I can't say that, trying to think of titles that we battle back and forth. So And Snyder said added the studio was still sketchy about Snyder and Terrio teaming on Justice League. So, and that's just something we already know, in fact. But I think that like right now it's catchy BVS, but I remember that time thinking about the same thing. Like they're really making it out to be like a boxing match, which I was fine with. But when you watch the movie, it's not exactly the movie that usually you tie like Freddy versus Jason, Godzilla versus Kong that we just saw. Batman versus Superman was definitely something else. It is catchy now. You could just call it BVS. But I'm wondering, like, Dawn of Justice may have been an acceptable title. It really does say that this is a dawn of something more. It's something Justice League. It's not just Batman and Superman. Like, people are like, it's supposed to be Batman and Superman. Why is Wonder Woman in there? Why are they throwing Justice League in there? So it's like, it would have already, the title would have already gave that type of idea that, hey, this is the start of a Justice League series or a Justice League trilogy. And so maybe that would have tampered the expectation of just, all I want to see is Batman fighting Superman. That's all I want to see. But I think it still kind of works out now. I mean, it's in hindsight. Maybe the expectations would have been different in terms of that, but it is what it is, and that's exactly just what happened with that. But that's interesting about the titles. I kind of like that. After listening, like Son of Sun, Night of Night, that is poetic in a way. All right. Other things here. Finally, Zack Snyder finally confirms that Wayne T. Carr would have played Green Lantern in his 4-hour Zack Snyder's Justice League at Justice Con. So in that panel with Nana and Cole and Meg, you see right there, Zack Snyder revealed that Wayne T. Carr is indeed he actually shot Wayne T. Carr in his driveway, right? In his driveway as Green Lantern. Are we ever going to see that clip? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I hope so one day. That will be pretty sick to see Wayne T. Carr in the suit. I don't know if it's the actual suit. I'm not really quite sure. But it would have been cool to see this gentleman right here, actor, director, teacher, Wayne T. Carr, being is Green Lantern. He is John Stewart. Emphasis on is, because if there's any possible way this could absolutely continue, then I would totally love him to come back and be John Stewart for this series and for this movie. He also revealed that in the original scene that there was they shot about Kilowog, and John T. Stewart was the ones that comes to visit Ben Affleck's Batman. So in that scene, you would have seen Kilowog and Wayne T. Carr as well. Other things he talked about in his panel, there was a lot more things in terms of how he thought about granting goodness and things like that. But he also talked a little bit. They both actually was asked a question about Restore the Snyderverse, and this is the one question that people are wondering, absolutely wondering about their thoughts on Restore the Snyderverse. Well, good news. In that panel, it does indicate that Zack and Chris are definitely up to be part of that Restore Snyderverse, and whatever that means, meaning probably most likely getting Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. They would very much love to be involved in that if it was asked of them, right? And so this is the part that may make you feel not so good in a way, because it doesn't seem like Warner Brothers is asking them. And in that, I'm interpreting from his words there. He said if the fans were Warner Brothers and they asked, then yes, but they're clearly not at this time, right? And it's been only a few weeks since we saw Zack Snyder's Justice League. So at this time, at this moment, as of today, there is nothing happening apparently from that. They're not being asked to do so. But if they were asked to do so, they would happily be involved in that, depending on the conditions that are going to be in place. Like, I don't think the current leadership that is making him do all these cuts, making him cut out Wayne T. Carr as Green Lantern, something that he just shot in his driveway after announcing that he could have his Snyder cut. they're still messing with him. They're still messing with his vision, regardless of saying this is your Snyder Cut. You can do whatever you want, but you can't do this, you can't do that, and you can't do this. And it's like, would you want to work with a company like that? I mean, seriously. So to me, there needs to be a change. Like when they first announced the Snyder Cut, right? They didn't have Warner Brothers taking over HBO Max yet. They made a new division, right? It was Warner Max, Warner Media, Bob Greenblatt, and all those guys. They're the ones that greenlit it. They're the ones that pushed for it. They're the ones that gave him money, right? $70 million. But now, times have changed. Things have changed. The original people who announced and put that out is no longer there. Jason Kylar came in, just took it upon himself as part of the thing, but they're still letting Warner Brothers dictate. Now with the reform, they're making Warner Bros. Dictate what goes on HBO Max. So it is pretty difficult. It is pretty difficult, and it really has to come from the top. I think it's a different situation than the Snyder Cut now. I'd say it's probably, like, I know they're always holding out hope, and just like Ray Fisher and Zach has said, look, I thought the Snyder Cut was impossible, but look, here we are now. So there's definitely that sort of optimism in terms of being able to maybe restore the Snyderverse one day, even more so. But at this point in time, it depends on who asks him and depends on who oversees it. It will probably, then he'll probably see if he agrees to do it or not. But it does take two to tango, and if one side's willing to dance, that is pretty much, we're like halfway there, right? So Zach, Chris, Ray, all these guys, Joe, everybody is willing to tango. Jay Oliva as well, Joe Manganiello, Ray Porter, all these guys, they're willing to tango. Once asked of them to dance, then they'll be ready to go. But they have to be asked first to get onto the dance floor. So hopefully something happens on the AT&T Investors Day in some case where numbers are revealed, and that will make that that judgment call from the AT&T executives, and maybe even give Zach a full on overseeing his own project without having to go through Walter Amada or Toby Emmerich, which I think would probably be best for Zach, for his mental health, for his stress. I mean, why would, like, coming off from getting together with Netflix and the stuff they let him do, that is certainly different than certainly different than his experience with Warner Brothers. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And like kind of like what Ray Fisher said right here, and thanks to Capecast for pulling this out, we just got to keep continuing to drive, and Zach's certainly not going to stop us to keep pressuring the studio to restore the Snyderverse. So I guess we can continue to do so, because you know what?
And restore the Snyderverse, of course. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
And
restore the Snyderverse, of course. Come on, man. You already know. So today was really exciting. I was really happy with I still have to go through a few panels. Tomorrow is going to be exciting as well, or by the time you see this will be today. Justice Con panel today is all Army of the Dead. All Army of the Dead. Take off your Zack Snyder's Justice League hat, put the Army of the Dead hat on, and it's going to be a fun ride for Army of the Dead. So can't wait to see that, definitely. So, all right, well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.